Okay, hopefully this thing is working. Hopefully. Let's see. Looks like it here. Wait. If anybody's there, give me a quick second while I finish here. So you're gonna start this live in a couple of seconds. Computer's been... I know, Birdflock, I know. Not happy about it. Not happy. I'm just trying to... My computer's been terrible today. Terrible. So anyway, let's start the talk. So anyway, thank you for joining me, whoever's here. I was debating if I wanted to do this video or not, but I ended up doing it because this thing is crazy, y'all. This is crazy. Pure insanity. All this stuff that is happening, everything. Talk about the OBJ, all this stuff is crazy. So, Earl Thomas. Oh no, is that a Bert? Are you effing with me, or is that for real? The Earl Thomas. They just offer bail off the table. Come on, okay. So I have a couple thoughts. Again, hopefully. If Earl Thomas is a Brown, man, because that was one of my things that I wanted to say here was like, hey, you know what? Maybe we can still get Earl. So I think that's great for Earl. 3-year deal. I think that's perfect. So let's go. Let's unpack this a little bit. So C.J. Mosley goes to the Jets. I'll miss C.J. Mosley, especially his leadership on the field, how he's going to be calling the plays. We don't have that caller right now. Can Kenny Young or Peanut be there? Sure. I'm expecting if we don't bring anybody, which I think we will, but there's not really anybody out there. And in the draft, you're looking at White is going to go early, and then your other one, Bush, he probably will go before you. And in theory, I'm all for best player available, but in theory, you want to throw back and get some more receivers. So, CJ, 17 million. I kept saying, if you've been following me for a while, 12 to 12 and a half, I felt comfortable. If we needed to stretch it to a 13, that was being overpaid in my book. But I can see it, and I'll be okay with that for Mosley. When I saw 17, first of all, when they were talking 15, I was like, dude, that is crazy for CJ. Again, I love the guy, but 15 mil? And then I saw the Jets giving him 17. I was like, well, respect to Mosley. I wish him well. Getting 17 mil, that's a lot of cake. Let me see here, Birdflock, CJ T-Sizzle. Yes, CJ was overpaid by a mile. Look at this. 12.6 is what Kuechly makes, which used to be the highest paid for a middle linebacker. I feel like Kuechly's still better than Mosley. Mosley got 17. He crushed the deal. Let me see. Browns are stacked. They are. That doesn't mean that they're gonna do any noise. I mean, you've seen teams being scary good and not doing anything in the past. The dude was only valuable for... I don't know. I think I've been preaching this, Connor. If you go with CJ, if you put him in zone coverage, he's very good. If you stack it in man, then he struggles. And Kuechly struggles, and Wagner struggles. He's more of a zone, and when he's in zone, he has good ball skills. So Ravens fans, shout out to Craven, some Raven. Ravens are making the Home Alone face. Yes, they are. What up, Gerald? Shout out to Gerald too, and to Connor Berg, and to Birdflock. Thanks for joining me. Sip to Tally. So, thanks for joining me, man. Yeah, so I talk about CJ. CJ was overpaid. Wish him well. T-Zizzle. I made this shirt some months ago, Kings of the North. It's actually one of the giveaways that I put out. That one hurt. And with Teases was more sentimental. I think he still has some gas in the tank. But when you see us having the cap we have, 7 mil, we should have gave it to him and keep him here. That would have been what I would prefer. That one hurts. Not seeing Zizou back, in my opinion. Again, it's more sentimental. Is he replaceable? Sure. Do we have the person to replace him? Well, the guys have to step up, right? If Bowser and Tim Williams step up, we do have the people. We do have players behind him for stepping up, ready to step up. They need to show us something. I'm assuming they're gonna draft another guy in the outside. Again, I'm in the minority. I think if you can bring Houston on a decent deal, you bring him. But that's just me. Then we go with Za'Darius. Woo! I knew Za'Darius was gonna get overpaid. I thought Za'Darius was gonna get overpaid, but 60 mil. Wow. I mean, this dude, and again, I love Za'Darius. I love his attitude, his motor, his tenacity. I love when he sacked somebody that he smiled. It was almost like a Joker smile. But dude, 60 mil for a guy that had one good year at the end, and I said it. He reminds me of Perry McPhee. I wish him well, but man, 16 mil. I think that was a lot. Ravens were never in consideration for that one. Let me go here. Connor said, Smith is just like Paul Kruger. Has one good season and get a buttload of money. The dude just jump and tackle and sack to increase his stats. Not saying he's bad, but he wasn't worth 16. I think Za'Darius Smith value was probably around 10. That's my opinion. 16, God bless him. Again, I never condemn any player for making their money. You're worth what a team is willing to pay you. 16 was what the Packers were willing to pay him. You go ahead, do your thing. My opinion, that was a lot. He reminds me of Perry McPhee. Kruger's a good example. He plays more like McPhee. McPhee, a guy that flashed in his at the end of third year and peak in the fourth year, and then he went there. He had a decent season, but nothing crazy. Gerald said, next man up. Agree, and that might be for Weddle, and I'm gonna discuss Weddle soon. Eric Costa has something planned. God hope so, and I'm not freaking out by that. Even with OBJ, and we'll talk about him too. I officially hate the Costa now. There's a lot of people like you, Bert Flock. You can't hate the Costa. Those two got overpaid. Think of all the comp picks next year. So, glad that you guys are mentioning this. As we speak, let me pull this. This is where the Ravens are. This is, and as we talk, I'm going to explain a little bit more. So, I just want to get all our players. The reason that mostly surprised me, and the reason that cutting Weddle I felt like a little bit too prematurely was, now where's your leadership coming from? Well, Tony can call the plays. I would prefer him not to call the plays. Peanut or Kenny Young can call the plays, but again, people that don't have really experience on that. So you're creating this void, because also you're letting Suggs go, or he decided to go. You're creating this void in that leadership. That is problematic. That's the part that I don't like. Not that we don't have CJ. I feel like he got overpaid. Not that we don't bring Z. Another guy that got overpaid. Actually, I'm leaning that we might keep Smith, Jimmy, because Jimmy, it was part of that great defense, right, that we had. So I'm leaning that we might keep Jimmy Smith to see if, we keep those corners, especially as we see if our pass rush is developed. We need those corners to help that pass rush. Let me see here. 5 dudes gonna a third round. Well, so this is what I think about the whole comp pick. Both Mosley and Z should generate a third round. Now, that's not only based on salary, they need to perform, but assuming they're going to perform decently, they should give you a third round. Tony Jefferson called plays in 16. Yes, and I'm not disagreeing. He's the only one with experience. My point is, I don't like my safety calling plays, personally. Because if they need to do a shift and he's trying to play cover 2 or 1 man up, he has to run down, shift the plays, and go back up. He's already backpedaling out of position. Yeah, coach. Shout out to the coach, guys. If anybody here hasn't gone to coach YouTube, go subscribe. Coach does a phenomenal job on breaking film. I like to break film. I don't do it on YouTube. I just do it for myself. But Coach does it great for everybody to watch. So go shout out to Coach. Did you miss much? No, we just been talking about so shout out to Grinching Boy, to the guys that we lost, and you know how this panic for the Ravens. We're gonna unpack a little bit. So Coach, I don't know, can he play safety? Maybe, and they will know more than us. I had never seen Jimmy Smith play safety. He has decent ball skills, but can he react? My problem is, can he react, right? And we don't know. And the Ravens might want to keep Jamie as a corner and try him as a safety in the preseason and see how he does. And if he doesn't do well, they keep it as corner for at least for next year. So Bell going to the Ravens. I'm going to speak to that soon. Shout out to Jimmo. What about Flacco, though? What about Flacco? I mean, Flacco's not here. I think Flacco was a great necessity. There was a necessary trade that we did. He was going to be a backup. We got value for him. So I'm okay with Flacco. We could have had Vander Esch. Yeah, I think they weren't hoping to lose CJ. Witty. Yep. Connor says sign a veteran safety and let the Joker, Deshaun. So that's why I wanted Earl Thomas, but doesn't look like it's going to happen. You guys say that he's going to the Browns. That's very disappointing. Bell needs to stop playing games, just sign with someone. I agree. We got a stud in here. Joe Nuva's here. Hey, man, I'm trying to tell them to relax. Joe Nuva, Thursday, guys, on Joe Nuva's channel. It was Thursday, right, Noobs? I think it was Thursday. You correct me if I'm wrong. And the Compic. So, okay. I got through all the texts or the messages. Okay, where we are right now. So we lost all our free agents, all of them. They all got overpaid. Sucks at $7 million. I think is a little bit much for his age, his production, but that's fine. Of all of them, he's the least overpaid. If you look at the scenario, everybody right now in the Twitter universe is waiting for us to sign a running back. Now, I'm going to tell you why I don't think a running back is necessary. We have two guys, because of Lamar's way to play, they're cheap and they're productive. And you got to sign a $20 million, or not, let's call it $15 million running back, to then bench your two productive running backs. They barely cost you anything. For me, that's not a good move. If we go from Ingram, and I told Jeff this, the insider for the Ravens, or the reporter, I'm not sure what he is, but he talked about Ingram or the Ravens being close to Ingram, and I said, like, why? He said, I think $9 or $8 million. I said, why? Why are we spending $8 million for a guy that is barely better? I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt that he's better than Gus, barely better than Gus, and he's costing us way more. And then if you're gonna pay that much, you're gonna bench. Gus is not gonna see the field that much. What is the purpose? Doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make sense. You keep that money. You work on inside linemen. You work on rushers, or you work in extending your boys, because you know something, guys. Now this free agency set a precedent. If you make it to free agency, you're gonna get overpaid. So, for example, if you like a guy like Stanley, that's still in the rookie year. You might be saying, like, Stanley, you know what? Let's do a 4-year deal. Let me just bump your salary now. And even that cap hit throughout. And not even worry about getting to free agency. To Michael Pierce, right? To Judon. All these other players, you keep that salary cap and you use it. Also, whatever's left for this year, you can roll it to next year. So nothing says that we have to spend all this money. Okay, so before I talk about Bell, because I see a lot of people have commented, I don't want to miss anything. Lex Get It. Shout out to Lex Get It. He's here. Sonny, who would you rather draft? Harry, Butler, or A.J. Brown? It all depends. If the Ravens plan to keep Willie Snead, I think of the three, I will just put A.J. Brown as third. I also like Andy Isabella that can be picked in the later rounds and put him behind Snead, and then, you know, as next year you move out of Snead, you can use him. Butler and N'Keal, I think it's a matter of preference. I like N'Keal a little bit better than the Butler, like I said on my mock video draft. But that doesn't mean that if they don't draft Butler, I'm not going to be stoked, because I think if you put a percentage into them, one is a 85 and the other one's 84. I mean, they're very close. They're very close. What I like about N'Keal is I think N'Keal has a little bit better hands, and God knows at this point, my number one priority on a receiver is hands. So Brown is gone. So where he went? Connor, update us. Grinching Boy says, Harry. Connor said, isn't Darrell Williams still sitting out there? He might, but the problem is he's a tackle, I thought. I don't think he has played guard. No, I would have moved Stanley inside. No, I think Stanley is better suited for the outside, for the tackle position. I agree, Coach. I don't want Ingram. Gerald, that's stupid. I'm not sure of what you're calling stupid, but that's cool. I would like to shout out to Fernando. I would like to draft both Harry and Butler. Okay, so let me go with what Fernando said. If you watch my mock video, and you can go and check out my mock, SCGsports.com, go to the Ravens, mock that number 4. Ravens fans hated my mock draft because I have and spoiler alert, I have no Raven going, or the Ravens not drafting anybody in the first round. Now, what that did gave us a early second, 4 third rounds, right? Because we had 2 already, and 3 fourth round. At the point where I left that mock draft, and like I said, with all the news, I haven't had time. Here's my mock draft. Here's everything I wrote, all the picks. But Harry or Butler, whoever you have higher, rank higher, and then with 4 third rounders and 3 fourth, I would love if they jump and you get Butler. You get N'Keal, you get Butler. Now you have 2 young receivers to grow with Lamar. Yes, Fernando, I agree. I mean, I said it in that video, so I agree with you. Should we get Urban back? Not necessarily. I think Urban is very expendable. If you check Wormley's stats, they're a little bit better, and they're essentially the same player, in my opinion. What up, Samuel? So shout out to you. So yeah, I think you don't need Urban back. Yeah, Joe is big on Hakeem. I think it's preference, to be honest. Both of those players should be great. Burflock, apparently Bell wants to go to the Raven. That's all the rumors, and I'm gonna address Bell. Past 24 hours been a lot. Yes, coach is also hype on Baby Moss. Yeah, I'm just saying that Stanley as a tackle, he's really good. I'm not saying that he cannot play guard. If I said that, I misspoke. He just is really, really good at tackle. We don't get him. I don't know. I think we are harder on our players than other players because we don't see the other players. So we see every single deficiency that our players have. Reality is Stanley is, in my opinion, top 10 left tackle in the league. And those are hard to find. They're not that easy. So Burflock, some message got restricted there. I'm not sure why. No to Ingram. I'd rather sign Tevin Coleman from the Falcons. If he's cheaper, I agree with you. But he's built for... Brown is with Bills. The Browns sound... What? Okay, I'm going to skip that. O-line and defense when I do another mock. Oh, so I guess you do mock draft Cravens and Ravens. Send me your mock draft. I would love to look at it. If you're talking about Kevin White, I think Kevin White will be a good guy to just bring as a cheap deal. 1 year deal, 3, 4, 5 mil. I don't know. He has speed. He's been a bust, but why not? You have nothing to lose in a 1 year deal. I'll take a fly. Let me see. Coach is right. Yeah, I mean, if you like Butler, you like Butler. I'm just saying, both of them for me, they're very close. Black guy. I'm not gonna ban you, but I'm not gonna repeat your comment, cringing boy. Oh no, and John Brown bails. Oh, John Brown. Yes, John Brown got paid, which he came here to get paid. Not mad at him. He got here, he got paid, he went to the Bills. You're right. I for some reason I blanked. I was like, what Brown are yes, John Brown got paid. I think he got $9 million per year, which is fine. Another guy that might give you a, I don't know what the deals they're going. I'm assuming like a 5th-round comp pick. I would say that's probably where Suggs is. Tavon Austin, I want him. If Tavon is out there, I think he's still on the contract. But if he will be out there, another guy, you can take a flight to all these guys. I have no problem. They should be cheap. So my boy Joe Nubo says if we could somehow trade, oh my God, Evans. I'm not even gonna dream that scenario, Joe. Please, please. You said calm these guys, and you bring in these scenarios about Evans. Come on, man. No, we don't need Tavon Austin, Jimmy Smith for Mike Evans. I mean, yeah, I think I know Craven, some Ravens, the response from the Bucks front office. Gary, Harry, and Butler could help us improve the offense. I agree. Amos gone. Yes, Amos went to the Packers. What do you think our biggest need for the next draft? Our team stays the same. Yes, noobs. So I think our biggest need for the draft, biggest need for this team is interior alignment and then wide receiver. The problem is, I think we can get by with our interior alignment. Our left guard is atrocious. And my hope is, if we don't do a whole lot of moves, Lewis or Hurst improves. I don't know what happened last year. I don't know if this offense, they weren't suited for this offense. But they were bad. They were atrocious. Skura, as much as I love to bash him, I think he's better than those two left guard, at least his play. But I would like to see Bozeman taking the center position. Now, wide receiver has, come on noobs, you have never subscribed to my channel. I'm just joking. So wide receiver is indeed our biggest need. You would like interior linemen, but again, if Bozeman can pick up the center slack, then you have enough players to work on that left guard position, and you can still bring some. But the wide receiver market is thin, extremely thin. And Willie Snead is your number one. Think about that. And your number two is Chris Moore. And then 3 and 4 are people that hasn't been even proven, haven't touched the field as a 4th and 5th rounder. And the 4th rounder look worse than the 5th rounder. So, that being said, in my draft mock, with all those picks, I think we should be able to get 2 receivers and O-line help. You know? So let me see here. Still got your share and we're probably hey, I'll keep sucks for me as a Raven for life. And thanks you for that, Samuel. Tevin Coleman shares an agent with Le'Veon Bell. One could go to the Jets and yeah. I mean Coleman. I said I prefer Coleman, but the reality is again, if you're gonna spend more than $5 million for him, I don't want him. Yes, Connor. I just realized that. Don't worry, noobs. I'm just playing, man. Fernando, we should develop Bozeman and get a left guard. Yes. So again, Bozeman for me played way better than I thought. Again, for a 7, I think he was a 7. Maybe he was a 6th round pick. Think he could be potentially the center now in his 2nd year. I think we might have the pieces for the O-line. And again, the coaches should know more. The coaches should know why the left guard position struggled so much, especially when Lamar was there. If all Stanley played really good, even they were pulling Stanley, which usually you don't see pulling a left tackle. And he looked fine. Orlando Brown, for this offense, he looked really good. Yanda, as always. And I have to say, shout out to the coach, because I used to hate on Skura, and I still do. But the coach showed me why Skura is not as trash as I thought. Maybe he's recyclable trash, but not completely trash. So I guess he's serviceable. The left guard was atrocious last year. So yeah, we need, those are our 2 areas of need: inside lineman, O-lineman, and Wide receivers. Yeah, I just put that there, and Noobs is the first one to activate that. So I can show you how to do it. We are the Kings of the North for sure. The Browns fans are talking a lot of crap, and you know what? I didn't see them winning last year. If RG3 leaves, we should draft Trey Sports. Yeah, so if RG3 leaves, we're going to draft one of those quarterbacks that tends to play near Lamar. Fourth round, I'm not sure if they want to invest that high, but definitely draft one. But I think RG3, my guess is he's going to stay. See, I don't doubt it. Me and Noobs talk about they're the most dangerous team in the AFC North. Why we also, another need, pass rusher. We have the corners to defend both Juice and OBJ. But if the rushers are not going to get there, then the corners can only cover for so much, especially those elite receivers. This just ends. Suxley's Cardinals to Super Bowl. That ain't happening, man. That ain't happening. Fernando, you're right. That's why Harry and Butler shoot our top targets in the draft. Also thinking of getting Mac Wilson to replace Mosley or Tyrod Taylor to come back. So the problem with Tyrod, I think Tyrod is gonna be more expensive than RG3. I think was it Miami that is targeting him because they wanted Bridgewater and they didn't get him. So Browns are straw, but the one thing with the Brown guys, and they might look like a super team, sure. There's chemistry. The other thing is there's a lot of egos. And as you will see, what happens when OBJ doesn't get the ball? Right? What happens when he says, well, Landry's producing more than me? Right? When Chubb sees that Hunt is getting more carry. And by the way, we don't even know if Hunt's going to play, but I'm just throwing it out there. There's a lot of ifs, right? I think they improved their offense, and their offense wasn't their necessarily weakness. Their defense was. So if they get Earl Thomas, that's great for them. So yeah, Coach, you got me from the trash. I'm not gonna repeat it. Maybe the NFL soap opera. It might. Right? And then they have a rookie coach. I forgot about this. Kitchens is a rookie coach. Is he proven? He wasn't even proven as an OC, and he's been in the league for a while. I'm not saying he's gonna be bad. But there's a lot of question marks with Browns, too. For us to be, putting the crown already on them. Come on, no. I believe in my Ravens. You and Joe should have some time dedicated to the podcast. Oh, we'll have that on Thursday. Don't worry about that. D4 got traded, yes, to San Francisco. He also got overpaid. Another guy that he had a lot of hype throughout his career. And last year, he performed. I wouldn't give him the money because he cost them the game. That's why the Chiefs are trading him. If he's not outside, Patriots are not going to the Super Bowl. The Chiefs might be the champion. So, if y'all didn't know by now, bring back Matt Elam. I tried to call him. I couldn't find him. Evan equals truth. Coach Evans is good, man. The Browns was literally a kicker and bad play away from having a winning season. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying, and this is Christian Meekins. Shout out to him because this is I think it's the first comment that I see for him. By the way, guys, if you have some time, just hit the like button there. If you haven't subscribe, and you will get a shout out in the stream. So, what I was saying, I'm not disagreeing with you, Keyshawn. The problem is, again, there's a lot of moving parts. There's a chemistry that needs to be built. It's not as easy as just saying, let's just put a bunch of guys together and let's see how it goes. There's a lot of egos. Burflock, I'm not sure why your message is getting restricted. That's not me. I think it's something to do with YouTube. So, Jared says, hey, which veteran safety should we pick up? Well, it's thinning out, but I wouldn't be mad. You guys might not like what I'm going to say. I wouldn't be mad if they try Haha. If he's not expensive. I actually will say Haha. Here's my proposal for you. We need a center fielder. Our corners hold their coverage. We need a guy that can react to the ball and be a ball hawk center fielder. I thought Honey Badger would have been great. Earl Thomas would have been great. Not Earl. Haha, do it for a year. And I'll pay you, because it's a year, I don't know, 13 mil, whatever. It's just a year. And see how it goes, how he fits the scheme. That's going to buy you two things. If he's not good and Elliott is better, there you go. If Elliott needs some time, then you have Haha. And if he's great, he's young, and you keep him. OBJ, Perriman. Oh, yeah, they have Perriman now. Or not now, but they re-signed him. Landry versus Jimmy, Marlon, and Tavon. I agree with you, noobs. We have to deal with Landry. Yeah, Juju Smith-Schuster, AJ Green. Yeah, you know what? Juju doesn't scare me. You just gotta now feel what it's like to be the number one guy. This is important. I love Juju. I would have loved if the Ravens would have drafted Juju. But the reality is, there's one thing to be the number two guy, especially having Brown on the other side. It's the whole thing that I used to say with what is the guy, the receiver that everybody, or Ridley. Ridley had the benefit that he did not only work next to Julio, Sanu was there, so he was the third guy, second to third. So people he wasn't having the number one corner. He wasn't getting bracketed, right? If you just start killing it, he's going to get bracketed and his numbers are going to dip. So I'm more worried about the Browns because they do have firepower. Keyshawn, they could have gone to the playoffs last season. I mean, in theory, they could have. If not for Zane freaking on... I mean, yes, they need a kicker. Are they getting Justin Tucker? No, don't say that. We're keeping Justin. We just gotta hope Kitchens is the next. Yes, I'm hoping he's a very bad coach. Thank you for agreeing with me. Freddie Kitchen is going to be Josh Daniel 2.0. If you're talking about Josh Daniel as the Josh Daniels when he went to Denver and destroyed that team, bring it. Yeah, Connor, that's what I'm saying. They should have won in Oakland. I agree. I mean, the Browns had some very unfortunate calls going against them. My top safety in the draft is Chauncey Gardner-Johnson from the Gators. He's good. I would say my top safety that it has some type is Deontay Thompson. I like Nasir, which is what most people like, but I like Deontay Thompson a lot. I think he has mad range. You unsub but it didn't come up. Oh, so just so you know, it only comes up if you have publicly that I can go and check if you're a subscriber. If you don't, then it won't come up. That's a YouTube setting. Again, I'm not sure how that. I can't change that. So I haven't heard you talk about signing Texans Tech QB Coach Willie. I have not, Jimo. I have no knowledge on that, so I have to double check and get back to you. Check him out. He's a sleeper. No. I'm not disagreeing with Gardner Johnson. This is no diss on him. I just saying Deontay. I like Deontay a little bit better. I like I like Savage and I also like Gardner Johnson from Florida. They both really good. Savage is undersized. That's his problem. But I either one. Again, hopefully my scenario comes. That will be that my first are now gonna be live somewhere during the first round. We're not gonna do any picks, but I'm fine if we're gonna get that many picks. To fill some holes. I would. That's the jersey. Look, I have this is sad. I have a Mosley jersey. I have who else? Damn. Well, I have a Ray Lewis jersey. I still can use that. I have a Webby jersey, and a Stanley jersey, and a Williams. Those are my 5 jerseys. I need to get a new one. They are reported that Bell signed. Okay, I see that you're joking. Good. Hate you. Well, you know what? If he signs with the Jets, I'm fine with it. I'm not losing sleep on that. So I see Korean boy didn't like that joke. Let me see. Nasir didn't play against top. That's my biggest thing with Nasir. And when me and Nubo did the breakdown on the safeties, I said it. That if we switch Deontay Thompson, Nasir, isn't Deontay Thompson considered number 1 safety because he's just killing it in Division 2? I think they're Division 2. And Nasir you might get more exposure, right? He might get exposed. So I agree with you. Let's get it. I think Nasir, I'm not trying to kill Nasir, but Thompson, you saw where he lacks. But again, he also faced number one offenses. So the Browns have arrogant. I'm not gonna. Mayfield and Beckham. If we draft Harry and Butler, they will be better duo. Jackson is humble. Harry overcomes mistakes. And Butler is a strong person. Woo, SCG, I'm glad you're on it. Feels like a hurricane in free agency. Man, I love the offseason for the NFL. I love it. So since I caught up with all the message, let me talk about Bell. Bell, the talk is he's gonna command 15 mil. Me personally, I wouldn't do it. Bell has been either injured or suspended throughout his career. Is he a great player? He is. Can he fit this running style? I say no, but I can be wrong. I could be wrong. And this is a very unpopular opinion, but I don't think we need it. I think the only thing we need is a third down running back that has good hands, that can block and can catch. Right? You have your two guys that run between the tackles. You do. Dixon and Gus. Again, they are cheap labor. They are producing. If you go ahead and bring Bell, you have to bench the other two. I mean, they're just there to give Bell a breather. So you essentially benching very cheap labor for a guy that is, I'm not saying he's bad, he's really good, but you can take that money and invest it in, again, in so many other things. And like I said, you don't have to invest this year. We have the misconception, we see 27 mil, I think it is, and we have to spend it all this year. If we don't, you know what happens next year? It rolls over. And I think, and don't quote me, but I have to double check. I think I was going to do that. So right now, guys, and this is according to Over the Cap, the Ravens are slotted, and it could be more if we roll the cap, to have next year $119.5 million in cap room. Think about it. You don't have to spend this year. Our team is good enough. I'm not saying they don't have holes, but other than, I'm not saying you're gonna overpay for Le'Veon, but I've seen people say like, make move. You don't want to overpay for somebody that is bad. You don't. Then you get stuck. If anybody here is an Oriole fan, then you get the Chris Davis treatment, right? Overpay, not be able to produce. I don't want that. I want to have the cap next year to be the Jets, to be the Colts. To have, if there's a free agent, if we have a hole and there's a top free agent, you go get it. That's what I want. I don't want to overpay for somebody that has no production. So, let me see here. But really, hope the Costa can match that OBJ. Well, it's not going to be this year that we're going to match that. I mean, the Browns just make two really good trades last year and this year. On offense and defense, the Costa has to step up. I mean, officially, free agency starts tomorrow. So, we'll wait, Calvin. We'll wait. Shout out to you, by the way. Thanks for joining. Again, guys, if you haven't hit the like button, please do. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel. I love the off season. This is one of the most exciting parts of the football. Yes, I know Ravens fans are on the ledge, but don't worry, guys. Everything will work out. I agree with Gerald. That's my opinion. I think Bell, he wants more than 15, but I think he's going to end up with a 14 or 15 mil a year. If we will have a big cap next year, why not grab Bell? Again, my problem with Bell, Lex, is your cheap labor that produces. So let's say Gus is producing. If Gus would have played the whole year, I think 1,300 yards would have been out of the question, right? 13, probably 14. Bell is going to produce, 13, 14. What Bell's going to improve is in the passing game, in my opinion. And you're going to go from a guy that is making a couple $100,000 to 14, 15 mil, 14.5 mil. You know that return on investment that people love to talk about? That gap for the amount of extra productivity, for me, again, this is just my opinion, ain't worth it. But that doesn't mean he's not. Hey, if he gets here, I'll cheer him up. I'm not hating. I'll cheer him up, but that's what I think. See here. Cravings and Raven. Why don't we just overpay our own guys? Again, I said it. If anything showed me this offseason has to be that if you want, for example, if you want to keep Stanley, Pierce, Judon, go ahead and make that now. Go ahead and make it now. Because if you wait until next year, Stanley has one more year, but the other two, they're gonna leave because they know I'll touch free agency. Somebody's gonna be desperate enough to give me more money. Carlos says the Costa is doing a great job. Love the moves. I'm okay with everything the Costa has done, which isn't much right now, but I'm okay with that. Even though I'm frustrated because we didn't get Honey Badger, but we should do everything in our power to get the GOAT, Nathan Peterman. I'm in that fan club. I think I opened the group already, but Noob says 16.5 and 17 is way too much for C. I agree. It's a lot of dollar. That's a lot of change. Again, not hating on them. You go get your money. You go get your money. If anybody in here that works, I have a 9-to-5 job. And my boss comes to me and say, by the way, I'm gonna give you the same job. I'm gonna move you desk, and I'm gonna, mostly got like almost triple, but even if it's double or 25% more, you take it. So I'm not blaming these guys. Way too much. Yes. Lex says Jackson and Bell will be dangerous. I'm not disagreeing. I'm just saying that they're not gonna be much better in the running game than with Gus and Jackson. How do you feel about Mark Ingram? Does he fit? Okay, so with Ingram, he fits our style because he's an older, more savvy Gus Edwards. Goes to the same. Or paying that much for even less production that you would get for Bell, I don't think is smart. I feel like as Ravens fan at this point, we're just looking for a move. I don't want to move. I want the necessary things. Free agency is about to plug holes that you have. Running back is not a hole. I know people talk about home run hitter. I don't believe none of these guys are. That's my take. Cravens and Ravens, why overpay other players next year? The only reason I'm not saying don't overpay yours. That's essentially what I'm saying about Judon, Stanley. But you have to also be checking how you overpay. I'm just saying, if next year you come in and you haven't found your guard, and I haven't checked who's going to be a free agent, but let's say the next Marshall Yonda, somebody that couldn't pay their guard is out there, right? You know how he plays. You go pay him and get him because you will have the money, right? Best case scenarios, you don't go to the draft as we are going. We are going basically desperate for a wide receiver. I don't like that position because what I want is best player available. When we drafted Marlon, he wasn't a big need. When we drafted CJ, he wasn't a big need. You know who was a desperate move when we drafted him? Perriman. We need a receiver. We reached for Perriman, and we got burned. Okay, so will it be worth it if Bell and Lamar take us to the playoffs? Well, yeah. Again, in my opinion, if you sign Bell, I don't like the deal. That doesn't mean that I'm not gonna cheer for these guys. Cause I'm a Raven. So, how do you feel about Debo? I like Debo, especially if you get Debo in the 3rd round. I think Debo's very solid. I believe we still have more than enough talent to win the AFC North. I do think we have the talent. Let me put it like this. I think the Steelers had last year better offensive talent than the Ravens, but that doesn't guarantee you anything. The Browns will have more talent. And in theory, the Browns have maybe, if not the same, a little bit better talent than the Ravens, but who executed? We did. So I believe in my guys. Who do you think is gonna do well on the other side? Well, I like the flashes and this is from Calvin Grant. I like the flashes that I seen from Tim Williams. Bowser has been more disappointing for me, but Tim Williams, I like the flashes. Can he stay out of the doghouse? Can he stay healthy? I think it's gonna be a rotation between both of them, but I think we need to give them a chance. They were too high draft pick. You need to give them a chance. So let me see here. Kenneth Dixon been popping those Mexican. Well, we'll see. He tends to come in big. Well, last year that didn't seem to stop him. It was like C.A. Anderson. He was big, but that didn't seem to stop him. I'm thinking Tim Williams. I agree with you, Calvin. Deebo Samuel is a playmaker and a good return man. Yes. Oh, by the way, if you don't know, because some of you are new to my channel, I'm not a fan. And might not be also a popular opinion. Cyrus Jones. I'm just not. I think he doesn't see the ball well. Once he has it, he can make plays. He lets too many balls just drop because he's afraid of attacking the ball. Okay, everybody needs to check out Anthony Raffler-Williams, late round steal. I'll check him out. Craven, send me, if you don't have me on Twitter, at SCG Sports, send me the name because I'm going to forget so I can check him out. Craven, he's a sleeper. Tyus Bowser played good against the Chargers. I'm hoping Bowser steps up. When we drafted him, I was excited. I loved that draft. Because you know what Bowser is? Tim Williams is a guy that is really one-dimensional. He's your typical third down rusher. On a pass situation, you put him there, he's going to rush the pass, and he's really good at it. Bowser's athletic. Bowser, you can show rush, he can push back. He's athletic enough to play in the open field. I love Bowser. I just need to see production out of him. He has shown some flashes. Rushing the passer, can talk. Tim Williams excel over Bowser. Bowser, I think, can be a better all-around player. We'll see, guys, because it's time for him to step up. It's time for Judon to be more consistent, too. I mean, Judon is up and down. I need him to be consistent. He's going to be the leader of the outside rushers. He is. A guy out there that we could potentially bring. Well, I say Houston. Houston would be a guy that I would like if he's in a cheap deal. But Shaquille Barrett. Shaquille Barrett is a guy that, you know, if the Ravens don't think too high of both Tim Williams and Bowser, Shaquille Barrett is a guy that's still young and can be probably like an $8 million guy. Probably will cancel with Suggs, the comp pick, or with Smokey. So you still should have your 2 third-round picks. And, you know, he was pretty good. Let me see. Carlos says, and I think Wink likes him too. He was trying to put him in more and more, but Suggs was getting in the way. Our young guys have the opportunity to step up. So I agree with Lex. My whole point, and I think I brought this one of the videos. One of the things I wanted them to keep Weddle was, in my opinion, you kept Weddle for one more year, and you let and allow the Joker, Elliott, to learn from Weddle, right? To see if he can be either free safety or strong safety. If he can be a strong safety, then Tony Jefferson's job, which I'm a big fan of Tony Jefferson, but his job is in question next year. If he can be a free safety, that's the ideal scenario, because then Weddle next year, that's how I would have done it. He leaves, and then Elliott picks it up. Now, Elliott might have to learn on the field if we don't get a free safety. Trade for LeBron to play wide receiver. LeBron will be a spectacular wide receiver. Why do you think we need more in our offensive line? Need more. Okay, so I'm assuming, what do we need on the offensive line? Left guard, which was disappointing. I thought Alex Lewis was going to be good last year. I had high hopes. Not only he got injured, he wasn't good when he was there. Hurst, I didn't like him as a right tackle, but I thought as a left guard he was pretty good, and he didn't perform. Bozeman played better. I just want Bozeman as center, or, you know, I want basically Skura and Bozeman to just go at it for the center position. Whoever comes out, they take the center spot. I think we need a left guard more than a center. That's my take. So let me see. I believe Kenny Young gonna ball this out, guys. So again, because I know a lot of you are new, after every game I do what I love and hate it. I love Kenny Young for so many games until he disappeared. So I'm hoping it was just a long season for him. This year he'll be ready. He'll be ready to ball. If you tell me that's the guy that I want as the Mike guy, that's the one. If he can learn it, that's the guy that I want to be the Mike guy. So Carlos said facts, left guard. That's Hakeem Butler, LeBron in a helmet. I'm not disagreeing with Butler, guys. like I said, for me, Nkeo is just slightly, ever so slightly. If they get Butler, I'll be ecstatic as well. I love both. We need one of them. Better yet, we need both. Raven, center and guard. Yanda ain't getting younger. So I agree, which is concerning. Now, think about this also. Next year, right now, in my opinion, we're gonna have our first, our second round, and 3/3. Without trading anything. 3/3. Unless we sign Le'Veon Bell. With those 3/3, you can jump to the second round. You might be moving up in the first round. You might be able to get an elite guard. Again, I haven't checked who's coming out of college. That's why I think signing somebody, you have to be careful. Because if you overspend, that's going to eat your comp pick. And if you're just overspending for just overspending, that doesn't make sense. It doesn't. I know we have cap room for next year. But let's invest it in some player, our own or other players that can plug holes and can deliver. So here says, is Aussie gonna have a say in the draft? In my opinion, DeCosta's gonna ask Aussie, but he's gonna have the final say, which is probably gonna be weird for both of them. AJ Brown got better hands than DK Metcalf. I agree with that. I love AJ Brown, and I said if they're not gonna keep, for example, I could see them. I haven't seen Butler rise too much in the draft boards. I think Butler, for some reason, they think he's gonna be a second or a third. So if that's the case, and we can trade back and still get like AJ Brown as our first round pick, and Butler as your second, not second round, but your second pick, that'd be awesome because Brown can be your slot guy. And I know he has Snead, but if they don't think about bringing Snead back, those two will be awesome. So yeah, so AJ Brown is really good after the catch, right? He has that feel. He's a playmaker. All three of them are a playmaker. Shout out to Ted Romero. What about Josh Jacobs? Okay, Josh Jacobs. He's a great running back. He is a great running back. I don't want to spend a first round pick on him. If you see my mock draft, and let me put the website here for you guys. It's scgsports.com, and there you can go to Ravens. There's a drop down, and you can go to mock draft 4.0. There's some articles that I did a while ago. You can check them out too. But Jacobs for me should not go earlier than the second round. And in my 2-round mock drafts, I haven't uploaded the second round. I just been extremely busy. Who I have? I think I have Miami in the 48th pick, having Jacobs. I just don't think none of these running backs should be in the first round. And then I only have 2 running backs in the second round. I have Philadelphia with the 57th pick, picking Harris from Alabama. Those are the only 2. And after that, 3rd and 4th rounds when I'm expecting to see the running backs just go. So let me see here. Josh Jacob is good, but I wonder. And Darren Henderson will be there in the 3rd. In my opinion, he will be there. Might be in the 4th. Josh Jacobs is gonna get knocked out by some safety. He's doing too much at the end of each play. He might learn quick, and he's a good running back. I'm not trying to diss Jacobs, but the reality is Jacobs is none of these running backs, in my opinion, are first round worthy, especially with all the talent there is. I think all these running backs can be good contributors. I'm not saying they're bad players, but they are. I think in the 3rd round you can just find Henderson, the guy from. I'm gonna just put by schools because I'm blanking on the name. The guy from Iowa State, Bryce Love from Stanford, from Kentucky, Snell. I brought all these guys up the other day with Nubo. I'm blanking on their name. Anyway, there's so much talent there. Oh, the guy from Penn State. I love that guy. I think he would be good too. There's a lot of good talent. Yes, Daryl Henderson. Yeah. There's a lot of good talents too. So again, I'm not big on overpaying for Le'Veon Bell or really not for Mark Ingram. I don't even want him for cheap. Give me one of those running backs in the 3rd or 4th round. I'll be good with them. Henderson, Bryce Love, Penn State guy, Snell, the guy from Kentucky. Either 4 of them, I'll be good with them. And that's what we need instead of spending for a running back that has injury history. And both of them. So anyway, guys, check Thursday. So first, if you haven't, please like the video, subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Like I said, how you can help me is push, share my channel, so hopefully I can get subscriber. I'm gonna try to do this in the off season, something weekly, so you can do questions. And let me get the couple last questions so we can wrap it up. Says Lex, I agree. Craven. So SCG, are you nervous about the Browns? I would lie if I said I'm not nervous. I'm just not ready to crown them. I'm nervous? Yeah, they're a good team. They were a good team last year. They're a really good team this year. Are they perfect? No, they're not perfect. Can we beat them? Yeah, we can beat them. I mean, they're not unbeatable. If anything, we showed last year if you rush Baker, he tends to make the wrong decision. So what I would like to see is us keep, when we play the Browns, put pressure on Baker, let the corners in an island with the receivers, try to get to Baker, hit him hard, and just unravel him. It's a good one. The Browns make me proud. How will you feel if we draft Grady Williams with the first pick? I talked to was it Nuvo? Maybe it was in Raven when I had him in the channel. I talked to somebody about that. I wouldn't be mad. I wouldn't be mad if we draft Grady. The thing is, if Grady's there, there's so much need from corners that I think the call will come. Because you know who also needs corners? The Texans. You know who picks behind us? The Texans. So, for example, if the Raiders haven't picked a corner, they can trade with us, right? They have so many assets. They can trade with us. If Grady's there, it's good for us because that means probably we can trade back and get a good pick, good compensation. But if we draft him, we have 2 young corners now, Marlon and Grady. I'm good with that. They have to win the division first. We own that. Greedy won't drop, but he's the best fit and player in this draft, CB wise. Greedy's the best fit for the Ravens. Yes, he plays better on man than he plays off coverage, and we used to play off coverage last year under Pease. We're playing more man with Wink. And we have to now. I think the reason why we play so much man is the rushers weren't getting there. And our corners are good enough to hold it. Byron Murphy is really good in the open field. He has sticky hands. But he's not the greatest of man. And at this point, I don't think we need that. A corner that I like for the later round is the guy from Temple. He has 2 last names. It's Yeen something. I'm blanking his name. I like him for the later the later picks. So anyway, guys, check it out Thursday. Me and Lou are going to be talking about free agency. And any questions you guys have, we're going to be there on Joe Newell's channel, probably like 8:30. That's what we always do. Also, we are going to be, me, Coach, Nubo, and we have to put a date for this. I'm hoping it's next week. We're going to do a mock draft. All 4 of us, hopefully live. That's what I want. I want it live. So check out that. We're going to put the message out there. For draft day, I'm going to be live. If not in this channel, it's going to be in Nubo's channel and Coach. I'm going to be somewhere. So check that out. So for reaction for every pick, that's pretty much it, guys. Yeah, so Craven, please send me your mock. I see Lex saying about your mock draft. I haven't seen it. I would love to see it. DM me on Twitter at SCG Sports. If you haven't followed me on Twitter, please follow me. Like this video. Subscribe to the channel. Follow me in IG. I started in IG. I started, trying to get more followers. You can send me a message through IG. I have a Facebook page. anywhere you want, you can message me. But Craven, I would like to see your mock draft, or tag me on Twitter. That's fine too. Are you talking about another mock draft? Well, yeah. So my mock draft right now is trash because the Browns don't have a first round pick, and that changes a lot of things. I'll be making another mock draft by myself, but there's gonna be a live one with a couple of us, the YouTubers. So anyway, guys, thank you for joining me. I will see you Thursday and Joe Newell's channel. Take care, guys.